Hikaru Nakamura is one of the best chess players of all time, and certainly one of the greatest streamers. So you might be interested in what his favorite openings are. Luckily, he ranked every opening on how much he likes it, so today we're taking the 5 openings he put at the top of the list, and we're going to be diving into those. Also, make sure you stick around till the end to look at a 6th opening that Hikaru loves to play. Okay, let's jump in. At number 5 is the King's Indian, which is an opening against d4, which is d4, knight f6, c4, and now g6. This opening spiked in the 1950s and remained a very popular and highly used opening ever since. The main ideas for black is to not control the center with pawns, but rather with pieces, and castle quickly and later push for a kingside attack with f5. And even though this might look very, very passive, there are some of the most beautiful attacking games in this very opening. Overall, there are tens of millions of games in this very line, and it is something you should look into playing and not something to underestimate. Coming in at number 4, it is the Grunfeld defense, which is actually very similar to this opening. It is kind of a continuation of this opening, where after knight to c3, instead of developing the bishop immediately, black first plays the move d5. The point of the move d5 is to kind of get the best of both worlds. Not only are you going to try to develop your pieces, castle, and have a very safe setup, but you're also looking to strike a little bit in the center, because the King's Indian with the immediate bishop g7 lacks some central control and allows, for example, e4, which is quite deadly sometimes. That is why the Grunfeld remains one of the most popular responses against d4. Like I said, it controls the center and keeps you safe, and later you still have those same attacking chances with f5, and you can form some sort of kingside attack. Hikaru Nakamura beats some of the best players, MVL, Giri, Sergei Karyakin, in this very opening, and it is definitely something you might consider playing. Next up, coming in at number 3, we have the Berlin defense, which is a response to the Ruy Lopez, which is the moves you see on screen right now, with bishop to b5, and here black plays the move knight f6. Ever since bishop to b5 was first played in the 1800s, black has tried everything to gain an edge and to equalize. Moves like a6, bishop to c5, even queen f6, d6, even bishop d6, literally every move has been tried. One of the most successful responses and attempts to equalize has been the move knight f6. The point is quite clear. You're immediately striking in the center, you're developing your pieces, getting closer to castling, and simply developing your piece to a nice square. In number 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Najdorf, which is a defense against e4, in which black plays c5, followed by the move d6, and after taking in the center, black develops their knight, and now plays the really passive but very deceiving move a6. It looks like black is wasting time and not getting much done, but in fact this move holds some very clear and important purposes. First of all, it's a very good defensive move, stopping this bishop from having a nice developing square, and also stopping these knights from hopping over to b5 as well, which often can be quite annoying for black. Additionally, it prepares to launch a very devastating attack for black with the move b5. And often, because white castles long, trying to attack the king that is castled short, this b5 move is even more powerful because it directly puts pressure onto the king. This is definitely not an opening to underestimate, and one that you might be interested in playing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Hikaru Nakamura's highest ranked opening is the Ruy Lopez, an absolute classic. It was first played in 1803 and ever since has made appearances on the biggest chess games in the world. Hikaru himself has some of his greatest wins in this opening, beating players like Daniel Naroditsky, Vishy Anand, Levon Aronian, Wesley So, Fabiano Caruana, and even Magnus Carlsen himself. Almost every serious chess player has played this opening, and now let's talk about some of the actual perks of the opening itself. First of all, notice you're developing your bishop very quickly, getting ready to castle. One thing to notice about this opening is that unlike the move bishop to c4, where you have a clear attack, this f7 square, The move bishop to b5 is a more slower and planned out attack, where instead of going straight for f7 or any other attack from the opening, you're putting your bishop, you're planting it on a nice square for the future where it can apply pressure on black's position, and in the end and in the future, it will be able to assist in a nice attack. I did indeed promise a surprise 6th opening, so if you've waited for this long, first of all, I appreciate it, and here we go. The opening is e4, e5, and the amazing move king e2. This opening was put at the top of the list for Hikaru Nakamura's tier list. He, in fact, did a complete speed run where he only started the games with this opening, which means he's played hundreds of games like this. I would not recommend playing this in a serious tournament, but if you're trying to have some fun, if you're trying to mess around and see if you can challenge yourself, this is one great way to do so. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you can choose some of these openings to try to add to your own repertoire. Make sure you subscribe if you want more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.